My wild
The
black hole
short is about
theory.
just some thoughts I have expanding upon the short, which I'll link below, about what's inside, what I think is inside a Planck length, or rather a Planck cell. So basically, you have these cubes, and you place this complex of surfaces in the cube, and this is called a vault. And then you stack the vaults together, for, in essence, tiling some ambient space. But in each, each fundamental force would be inside this vault, which has Planck length dimensions. And each surface, there are four surfaces, which denote the four fundamental forces. And these forces are sort of glued together by this embedded graph. So it coincides with the one skeleton of the basically the surface complex. And there are three colored loops, one around here, this one around here, and one around here. So they're on the coordinate sort of slices, midplanes, and they trace cycles in the graph. So in my model, I usually color one loop each of the three loop classes, or maybe they're can be called conjugacy classes if you're doing math, but you color them, and then different paths or windings around this complex correspond to different particles. So, and additionally, you can look at the phase, so you can get a baryon phase, a geometric phase, because a particle traveling on a path, actually it comes equipped with a U1 valued gauge group, so you can look at that. And since these vaults sort of dictate the hardware or the geometry, which then involved in the vaults, which then dictates how the particles can traverse the geometry, then we actually can have like a nice interpretation of like what a black hole looks like in this framework. And to do that, we just have to introduce one more concept, which is the notion of like a quarter turn, or a piecewise isometry, or in other words called in dimension 3 a polytope exchange transformation. So essentially, we're going to take our geometry, our scaffolding inside the cube, inside the vault. We're going to slice it along the path that the particles follow, slice that geometry so it acts on the geometry. We're going to turn it, one unit is one quantized temporal unit, I guess. And then we say a black hole is when there are no temporal actions occurring.